And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. So if the weather has been nice where you are, please let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. Just put it in the chat. Tell me how the weather is where you are. If the weather is nice where you are, if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. If it's not so good out there where you are, like it is here, then you can tell me that too. It's a place where we share everything here in the drone community. How are you doing, Lawrence? I'll see you this morning, but
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I was going to interrupt you and do some Care Bear shit and say sharing is caring, but I kept it to myself. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, we saw each other this morning and we couldn't hang out. Um, that was good. I was glad. I was glad that we got a chance to go to where we went this morning. Just not enough time in the day. But next year we may not have a live stream if it's on the same day as
um,
it should be off. You know how things,
I was
holidays and
curious
stuff go off.
why they did that,
If you
but I
guys
guess
don't know what we're talking about, we went to the New York Javits Center had small business
uh,
expo. It
yeah.
was only for today. Tomorrow it's going to be in Philly. So tomorrow March. I'm thinking, damn. Tomorrow on the 8th, it will be in the city of Philadelphia at their center, at their
You're doing
convention
good
center.
there, Lawrence.
Huh?
You're doing good with your months there.
Oh yeah, right. Hell.
If you want to peel it back to like the end of March, I'm cool. But the
You should have
the
went to the Rochester, New York, and teach them boys how to play pool. Yo, Herman and
Ooh,
I like to play pool. You
what
know what, Herman?
what
Now that I mention
what?
it, we're not too bad on the pool table.
I'm
Neither,
terrible.
neither, neither one of us.
No,
No,
I'm terrible.
I shoot straighter the more I drink.
Oh man, no,
So
I'm
they
terrible.
say.
I'll get you to scratch though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When we were at the South Florida drone meetup, we had fun playing pool down there. But welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. What's up with you, Herman? What's going on, man? It's still
Uh,
early.
well, it is a little early, and the only thing, nothing much. I'm just I'm doing a little of this, doing a little of that. I'm working on something here that I wanted to show you, but you know what? I don't worry about it. I'll get to it another time. Um, yeah, this morning was a it was enlightful. It was some.
I wish we could have stayed for those next two seminars.
Yeah, it wasn't enough time. Things to do.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, but it was for small business. They even had a lot of people went there. Well, most of the vendors there, Herman, you were cash payment systems. They were trying. Did you explain
yeah,
it to me? Because you explained it to me there. What
yeah, a lot of.
the vendors?
They have a lot of vendors there. Most of these vendors are vendors that are looking to handle like your payroll and market your company and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Create a website for your
Yeah,
business.
those you got website builders, security systems and stuff like that, and then those kind of things. Software packages for your company to
Yeah,
use.
cybersecurity software packages. We saw
A
cybersecurity companies.
whole lot of stuff.
Everything for small business they did have there. But a majority of the people that were there for the seminars.
Yeah, because a lot of people would like to know how to help their business go further, or or start, uh,
Yes, true. And the one that
or
we went
leave the
to.
job that they're working to continue their business.
Exactly. I'm glad we went in early, Herman, because the one that we went to at first was at 10:30 because they opened up at 10. It was figure 7-figure future success strategies for entrepreneurs. That was the first one. It was a tongue twister. 7-figure future success strategies for entrepreneurs. And she gave seven, but she actually had 10, a list of 10. But
Right.
there's seven prime things to if you want to make seven figures that you need. And
Yeah.
the other stuff that they had there, that now the next one at 11:15, but we had to get out of there and then come back and set up for the stream. Protect your brand trademark 101. And
Uh-oh.
then at 1 p.m., they had network like a badass, how to build relationships that matter. Because she first time seeing her, she was impressive, wasn't she? She spoke very well and she got her point across.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I got the website bookmarked.
He said she spoke very well. Uh-oh.
She
I've heard
spoke
that.
well.
I've
She had
heard
a
that.
very beautiful daughter standing in the background that was helping direct her when people were asking questions. All of that. It was well worth it. Hey, Waypoint. Hey, Roy Kelly.
Hey, I went to one of those before, where I heard that.
Yeah.
I told you about that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when I had the meeting with the president of the college I went to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. But yeah, Lawrence, we got a few people in the
Hold on. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but it says that there's 21 watching. There's only one like.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
I don't know what's up that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm confused. 22 watching and one like. Okay. I mean, I got it's cool. I get it.
Well, after tonight, we may not have any likes. Second after the second half hour of the show because
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. You know what? Lawrence, the last week, right? One of the things I wanted to speak about, I wanted to bring back again this week because I didn't get a chance to mention it because when Vic came in and your FPV guest, we kind of got
Yeah, we went off track.
their times a little confused. So I don't know.
Hey,
Anyway,
Gary.
I guess it's about time for what, a roll call. I mean, I
Um,
assume, right?
do I have to?
I mean,
No, I'm on that today. After coming out of that seminar, anyone ask me anything and be like, "Do I have to?"
well, do you? I mean, you
Yeah,
don't.
come on, let's get it in. Let's get it in.
I mean,
Okay, I'm going to start where I'm starting, and anyone that comes in after that, I guess I'll play catch up. Okay.
well, there's 27 people.
All right. Well, click that like button. I'm going to refresh the page right now so I can get it straight. And starting right now, big shout out. We're going to start our roll call going first person that I see right here. Shout out to DJ Lee. Mr. Lee, welcome back to the live stream. We appreciate you coming back. Okay. Also, like to give a shout out to Mr. Ray Kelly from Long Island and Florida. Jim's Droning, aerial photography. What's up, our Canadian friend Jim's Droning?
What's up?
How
What's
are you?
up?
I hope all is well. Steve, SJM Drones Media, what's going
Yeah.
on? I hope all is well for you. Steve Jennis, Vermont Views, hello. How are you? What's going on? Warren, Akirasho, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming to the stream. Bob Casey, Bob Casey. See, that just sounds like a golf player's name. Shout out to Bob Casey. Then we have Angel, the drone guy 42 adventures. Angel, we got to fly
What's
some
good? What's
FPV,
good?
dude. We do have to fly some FPV. Primac Media. Why isn't he and RJ blue? They should be
What?
blue.
What?
Shout out to Primac Media. How are you? Ron, RJ's Ariel, who was also on at one time on the FPV Corner. Frank Rizzo, we know Jody, probably on his way home. Shout out to you and everyone there. Gary, my Canadian buddy, Gary
Yes,
Brand.
sir.
He tries to get us to 30 likes at the end of every stream. We appreciate you, Gary. Shout out to you, John Olson from Long Island, New York City. Hello, John. I hope all is well. Great man, does a lot of woodwork. Waypoint New England is also in the house, and I think we're coming up on that's about it. Let me hit the bottom of the page right now because someone always seems to come in at the last minute. Ray Kelly, he says, "Will we be able to search tomorrow?" To be honest, we can't do any last minute work anymore. Flying Flynn Media, shout out to you. Give me an explosion really quick. Um, we won't go into it at this moment, but we can no longer do last minute calls. Did you see what Ray put in the chat?
Yeah, I saw it.
And we do search and
I mean,
rescue. Right? It's
I mean
the
that's not. I mean,
terminology. The terminology will do search tomorrow.
I
Let's
mean
start
that's
over.
not a question
Let's
for.
start over. Come on. Um, I lifted the pad on my ESC, got a guy that thinks he can fix it, but we will see. Usually, when a pad comes off of a silicon board, it's ruined. I hope he can fix it. I hope he knows some trick that I don't. And if he does, let me know. RJ Ariel is saying he lifted a pad on the ESC. Sometimes, if the gun
Mm,
is too hot
yeah.
and the pad can lift off of the
Right.
silicone board. As long as it's still connected to whatever it was connected to, there's a possibility it can be fixed. But I don't know of it. I've never seen it done. I'm being honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eldon, what's up, man? I know you had to work, bros. You would have came to the Small Business Expo today, which
Yeah.
FYI, guys, the next Small Business Expo will be in Philadelphia tomorrow. I
Really?
guess starting at the same time. I did have the schedule up, and I know they were here in New York. Herman and I did attend. We had fun. We learned a few things, and to show you how much we love you guys in doing this, we were dedicated. We cut our time short this morning so we could be back home in time and ready for all of you guys.
Oh, really?
So we appreciate you all for
Okay.
being here.
So yeah. What I was saying earlier was what I wanted to talk about.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
forgot that I had to. Well, what you don't
I
you
kind of
don't.
went squirrel with the flying tomorrow.
Oh, I was saying about I was going to answer that because I mean I didn't think that was a question for the chat. I mean,
He put it in the chat.
yeah, yeah, I know. I just uh,
Okay, let's start over.
I have questions about it, so that was why that's what I would ask.
Hey, Dan the man. Right, right, right. They don't want it to be another fucking fiasco like the last one.
If it, yeah, that anyway.
All right. Anyway, on with the
Uh,
stream. What's up, Dan the man?
okay, yeah. Last week I wanted to mention something that we didn't get to talk about last week because of the scheduling and everything got tied up with the way guests came in on the stream. But anyway, not a big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up this week. because it was something that I wanted to show you. So it was it's not a drone that we can run out and buy, but what I wanted to talk about was the fact that something. It's a little story. It was something that you know we all about Brink and all these other companies that do this type of stuff with these tactical drones. But
Yeah.
anyway, Axon, they're one of the global leaders, believe it or not, in public safety technology. They supposedly now have expanded their, well, not supposedly, but they have expanded their portfolio with the acquisition of Sky Hero. And the Sky Hero, their whole suite of tactical robots, and
Yes.
it's now FCC approved. They claim, and now available for law enforcement. And this thing will help uh, agencies like SWAT, these SWAT agencies, because like the Sky Hero, like I said, the whole set of robots and drones or whatever, and equipment that is used to for SWAT. So it's
Well,
basically help make them, keep them safe and more efficient when they want to be able to clear areas when they're moving through a whole building or something like that to clear a building.
I wish we would have had more time to cover it last week because I actually like this system. Like we have a video. I have for those who don't know what we're talking about. There, I actually have a picture as well to show if I can get it to come up. We shall see. Window. There it is. Found it. Bing. Right there. Can you see that
Where
on screen? You can't see that?
that's the whole.
That's their system, the controller, the drone, the roving unit, and the stick unit. Do you see that on screen? I can't
Yeah,
see
they
it.
see it.
Okay, they can
They
see that.
see it.
Well, this is why I like this system because we have a video to show, but this controller controls all three objects, and you can
Mhm,
actually wear a watch with the screen and
mhm,
switch from views of these three objects: the drone, the ground unit, and the stick unit,
mhm.
which I thought was pretty cool. But I actually had downloaded that picture specifically to actually show the system. Now we could show the video. You're playing it with sound or no?
No, I thought you would have played the video I was talking
Oh,
about.
in the background.
Yeah,
Okay, well I guess
because
we
it
can.
just shows them going through a building,
Yeah,
clearing a building
true.
while using it.
But this is the actual drone unit that actually has a low profile for skimming under beds, under cars, under trucks, and then they have a ground unit that they can take out. Well, they're still showing the drone itself, but of course, it has turtle mode and everything, which I think is pretty cool. And it can actually scoot under things without getting snagged, etc. I'm waiting for me. It's basically FPV, hard durable plastic, and this is the ground unit that I thought was cool, because you can just throw it in a room and it'll always sell bright. They have something like similar like that in a video game. Seriously, I forget the name of the game. It'll come to me during. And then they have the stick unit. They have a unit that you can put on a stick, so if somebody's up in the attic or something, or down a hole, they can put the stick down the hole. Oh yeah, and she operates in the dark, of course. Did pretty good. I'm glad to see another American company coming out. That's the stick unit for looking up in the in room without sending a man. Oh, it fires the taser. I forgot about that little feature. They can fire a taser at specifically for SWAT units.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. I mean, it's cool. I mean, that's what I wanted to show you last week, but
yeah, but we
we ran out of time. But yeah, on with what we were going to talk about today. You know what, Lawrence? I don't understand how these things keep popping
what's
up.
that?
Huh? What?
What's that? I have to turn the TV up some.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Go ahead, I'm good. I just turned
Is
the
my mic low?
it's all right. I had the TV down low.
Oh, I don't know. I thought my mic was low. Was it?
So the
Anyhow,
best defense against drones would be a big fan, huh?
the what?
Brian says, so the best defense against drones like these would be a big fan.
Something or stick.
Something close to that.
But yeah,
Or a
Lawrence,
stick, right? With a hammer at the end of it.
I don't. I wanted to talk about something that I thought was gone. I thought it disappeared. I thought we weren't going to see it again. I thought it went, about its way, and it's. I guess it seems to be back, right? Because it seemed what we've been talking so much about the the Mavic 4 and delayed, or whether it's not coming out or it's coming out, this, that, and the other. And was it delayed long enough for what the for them to come up and start talking about what the 360? Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's back in the talks again. Because was that back on May 4th? I mean, I got this thing here that your man Igor Ostabolganov, that's how you pronounce it. He had put that.
Oh, to break your boredom, here are some photos of the Osmo 360 prototype.
Yeah, you know, and he didn't stop there. He went on. You know, he didn't. He went on a spew that day. Now, after showing the guts,
Really?
right? And
Really?
then yeah, and then it was like a little conversation between him and this your man Hakasashi or whatever.
Yeah.
That
That
post.
would be that would be this one here. Hold on. Hold on. Share. Let's go to share.
Mr. Hakasushi.
Akasushi, the third
Yeah,
one.
that's it.
This
Haka,
this here.
Hakasushi.
Akasushi.
Yeah.
They're messing with us. They know that we Americans can't say their names, so they can just make up anything, and we get sit here try and pronounce it and stuff.
Oh yeah, well if that's what the case is, I mean,
But you're talking about the blueprints.
yeah, you know what I mean. And I went and checked those out, and I made it my business to open that up to see what it was, because I think it was just like it was that photo, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes into talking about, yeah, there we go. So it's a guide, I believe, shows you where the Nemo app,
Operations manual, pretty much.
right? And then they had another.
Now, this is supposed to be, it says confidential, but it's
Yeah.
got his name all over it. Um, it shows the operating frequencies, but this information
Yeah.
you can get this from the FCC
Yeah.
library. Hey,
Yeah.
Scott.
That's what was passing around on Twitter. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't put too much stock into it, because your man came back with some more posts on it. Also, he didn't stop. I tell you that day.
Yeah, he was on a rash of
He
it was like almost like how would you say? uh, like they were having a flash deal, like crazy Eddie, everything must go. He
Yeah,
was showing everything about this camera.
he didn't
My,
stop posting.
my only question is how they came up with the shape of it, but that's neither me. That's
Yeah,
DJI.
well, coming up with they're talking about it. He's showing you the comparison in size in these posts,
But
you
look
know,
at this right here. This one,
and he's
this,
talking about these sizes of this thing in posts.
yeah,
But the one
the
when
one
you
that
was
I
talking,
have here is this makes it look attractive. This
really,
right here, this
oh,
version,
the
the
post
completed,
from Jasper in the pretty post.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They did this one right. I like the
Mhm,
way it looks as far as a
mhm.
360 camera, and from what I understand,
Is it
huh?
the actual? Is it the actual?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so because it says right here, Osmo photos leaked. DJI still in time to enter the 360 game. Everyone
Hmm.
forgot about them.
Really?
As you
Well,
remember, they had mentioned
I'm curious to know because there's been some things and talks about what
3 minutes
this thing
till
will
break
do
time.
and who it's going to compete with and what
Hmm.
and whether or not is it kind of too late for DJI in the market. I mean
They
it's
are
something that Insta 360
no,
seems to
no.
have
In fact,
multiple layers of the 360 market.
what DJI is saying is, hey, welcome, Marco. What DJI is saying with this 360
Hmm.
camera, we're
Hmm.
ready to enter the 360 game. We already know we have the technology. And,
Ooh.
and it would give Insta 360 some competition because now the X5 just came out and that's going at $500.
Mm. You know what's the one thing that no one speaks on when they talk about DJI and competition against other people?
The
And
the cameras they use.
and no, you remember when I told you before DJI comes out with a full frame camera and it's comparable to the prices of every other camera in its range, it might be interesting. And I tell you why. Because the number one thing about DJI is that their interface is simple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Across the board on all of their products.
They keep it simple
Across
so
the board.
almost anybody can figure out. You look at the Osmo, the Osmos, the Osmo, the action, they all look the same. The function is the same. The interface is the same.
And everything is designed to be used in one hand. And I wish I had brought this today, but in a way I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Hmm.
Because as you notice, I did not have a backpack. I
Hmm.
did not have a coat. I went there just like we went there, just like this, with our shirts on, looking professional,
Hmm.
and and I just didn't want to carry nothing today. It's so rare that we don't carry a backpack or a power bank or a book bag or something.
You know what? I had my head on the swivel today on the train
Oh yeah,
because
you have to. Yeah, well,
I don't ride the train. So
yeah.
I'm just like, you know those videos where guys be like,
Uh huh. Yeah,
That's how the
I
subway
get it.
was for me today.
For those of you who don't know, Herman drives. He drives. He drives. He drives. And today we had to go to the Small Business Expo here at the Jacob Javits Center in New York, and he took the train in, and it's kind of funny because sometimes when you travel, you need to carry something with you, but because we were going to Javits Center, it would have had to been fisticuffs, So it was it's always an experience for Herman when he gets on the train. Let's just say.
I'm good.
I know that. Hey Angie, what's good? How are you? Anyway, welcome
I'm
to Wednesday
good.
nights with
But
those guys.
yeah,
Primac Media, thanks for coming in. I did see you. He said he's got to run for now. He's got to go grab dinner and catch up on the stream later,
So
which
so
we
yeah,
appreciate.
so yeah, Lawrence. So when you talk
Should
about
I say the disclaimer now or later?
oh what? No. So when you talk about the
Okay.
Insta 360
Yes.
and competing against Insta 360 DJI, well, I don't know. I haven't. You've used the Insta 360. I'm quite sure that there's some, and a lot of people are worried, probably worried about the editing the software. I'm quite sure that DJI has probably come up with something that they'll for just like how many guys put out or do hyperlapse and they actually sit down and create
A real hyperlapse?
laps themselves, or do they just produce the one from DJI? So DJI probably have a couple in their software, a couple of different versions of whatever
Yeah.
you could do with that Insta 360, and probably have something to probably assist you in creating your videos, because
I would.
DJI tries to keep it simple. Like if you're DJI,
They do. They do. But I would.
there were
Go ahead.
guys that flew FPV. There were guys that flew what you call a camera drone.
Mm-hmm.
There were guys that then DJI found a way to get the older guys who were flying camera drones and gave them a drone with training wheels on it, and now you're flying FPV because you got goggles and a stick in your hand,
Right.
or you got the controller and you flying it, but it's DJI's FPV. It's
Right.
you call it assisted, a drone with training wheels.
You know what?
But anyhow,
I do.
it's
I do.
FPV. It's still
I do.
FPV.
It's still
It's still
FPV. I
FPV.
think it's
And
FPV cheating. It's
but when
cheating. You're cheating.
but I'm just trying to compare like in how DJI has created a way for guys to fly FPV. I think DJI
Yeah.
will create a way to make this camera more simplistic, the same way they do with all their interface and all their products. They try to keep it
I
simple.
hope they come out
Use it
with their own software.
or
You
something.
know, you know why? Because right now,
I'm
Insta360 does
almost
it all.
positive that they will.
I'm
By the
sure of it
time this
too.
comes out. Sorry about that.
But no, don't worry. But no worries. But Insta360,
Hmm.
definitely their software is good. I've used it.
Hmm.
It's a learning curve, but it's
Hmm.
a learning curve with anything that you learn new. Um, I'm
True.
hoping DJI comes out with their own version of 360 software, so there's a comparison. Right now, if you want to do the best work in 360, you use
Hmm.
Insta 360 or something comparable to like
Hmm.
Adobe Premiere, something high end like that.
Okay.
But Insta 360 has made it so all you do is point, click, point, click, point, click. So DJI's got to be pretty close to that, if not easier.
Hmm. Hmm.
I could see DJI coming out with something AI run to make it 360. Like, I'm getting ready to put a 360 camera on an FPV, right? Imagine being able to tell the computer, I would like to do a Matty flip here, make it look like I do a power dive with the
Hmm.
camera. AI can do it now. It's all in the wording.
Really?
Yes, yes, it's all
You
in the
mean all
wording.
you gotta do is put a camera on your drone, let you fly, right? And
Yeah,
then tell it to do all of these other things. And I can put out a video saying I did all of these tricks and stunts and flips and
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's going to be that simple
All right.
soon. They're just like they said there will be a world of people with computers and a world of people without. Well, there will be a world of people who know how to use AI, and there will be a world of people who don't.
There is no world where people don't have a computer.
I'm just saying.
No, seriously, there is no world where there's no one has a computer. That stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Because everyone has cell phones now.
Right, but before that, even the phone had become a computer. Like
True.
office phones and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Remember the BlackBerry? The Blackberries were the best. Then Microsoft came out with their phone that had Windows on it, which I liked temporarily, but they just had too many issues.
I don't know. I was cool with the PDAs until I found Android.
I'm just trying to see what they're
The
talking
whole
about.
Android system I thought ran a little better. But anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah.
We missed 6
Osmo.
minutes. First sponsor.
Oh, okay. Be right back.
For a live stream that talks about everything in the drone world. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys.
The cool set of dudes, they're all right sometimes.
That would have been nice
But
to do one in front of the Javits Center this morning.
anyway,
No one else thought about it.
the 360, right? Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? The Osmo
Yeah.
360.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe that DJI will make a way. Like, that's just me. Yeah, I just
I'm
have
sure of it. I'm sure of it. They have an operating system for everything they have.
DJI
And they
is
want to keep you in that ecosystem of DJI.
Oh yeah, DJI is DJI. They do their thing. But you know what, Lawrence?
Huh.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
What's the matter? I
Nothing.
doubt DJI is going to spin my world, so I'll fly what I got.
What happened?
Bob Casey, I just caught up with the chat. He says, I doubt DJI is going to spin my world, so I'll
Yeah.
fly what I got. Bob, I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. And there's guys that did not get a Mavic 3 and said you were going to wait for the Mavic 4. The Mavic 3 is looking a little more attractive now, isn't it?
You need
At
help.
least if you get one that was here in the States pre-tariff.
It's not. There's you don't have to worry about that.
Hey, Gary,
You
I
know
got one for you. I was waiting for Gary to come in. I got one for him. I have to
need
find
help.
it. I took a picture on the train. I just
You
have to
need
find
help.
it. It was specifically.
For
Hold
what?
on, hold on.
Gary?
Is it on the train? Where is it? There's that one. That one. Where the hell is it? Oh, never mind. Never mind. You know me, right? I can't keep nothing longer than 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
It's gone. It's deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. It was something to say. It was something on the train, subway train that I saw this morning. I'm going to try and remember it word for word. It says, if a tree falls in the Canadian forest,
Mm-hmm.
will the Americans be able to hear it through the tariffs? It was on the subway. I took a picture of it. And I don't know why the hell I deleted it, but I was deleting other pictures out of my phone, and I took it out. And I was like, I got to show Gary that one. I got to show him that. I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
I had to pull up my phone and take a picture of it, though.
Well, the guy that keeps coming back and forth in the news,
Yeah.
seems to be back again. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back.
And who was that?
Yeah, the drone we know nothing about. The good old Mavic 4Pro.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I've seen it, and I'm just saying it's just when I just kept it. So I say to you, it's the drone that we know nothing about. I'm making jokes because there's been a whole lot of hooting and hollering on what Twitter back and forth
Yeah.
in reference to this thing, and I don't know what all of the beef is about because apparently going back and forth, these guys, Igor and all of them have been posting. Mainly Igor's been post heavy with this thing.
With the
And
Mavic 4.
yeah. And it's funny because I've seen posts that he put out that I didn't understand why he was putting out so much, saying anything in the first place, especially as far as he, posts on, leaving stuff, for other people to do the rest of the work on. But I don't know. He's some of his posts have been a little weird. I don't know. But you had one that came from Jasper, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that Jasper had
This
post
one.
something that was about the ND filters or whatever.
This one. Since the first rumored specs, the
Yeah.
Mavic 4Pro, people have been excited about possibility of integrated electronic ND filter.
Hmm.
DJI kept this feature well hidden until today, that is. And it has to do basically with when the camera broke, they had showed a picture of a drone that had crashed or something to that effect. And
Well, you know what? It's funny because you're talking about the ND filters, right? The
yeah,
END filters, the electronic
uh-huh.
ND filters, and we saw the photos and stuff from before that they decided that they weren't going to go with the
Electronic.
electronic ND filters, but I don't think that that's not a go. I don't think that they're still not going to do that. Um, the reason why I said it is because there's been pictures and that's been put out there that show what might be the electronic ND filter connection.
Yeah, yes, yes. And it's supposed to be on the picture on the right, there are actually gold leads
Mm-hmm.
where the filters make contact and that may control the gain or the amount of light coming through the filter. I don't know. I don't know their technology personally.
I don't actually know how it's going to be done either, but
Yeah, yeah.
on the stuff that was leaked out there, there was a guide that needs to tell you how these filters that are on there are how they're going to go on, off, and on the drone.
Mm-hmm.
The battery, the use of the battery charger, how and even how this thing folds up.
Yeah, yeah. Now that was interesting because you showed me something about how that thing folds up and how it connects too. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I
You
thought
see
that was
with the
interesting.
filter,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, because and
It's
when
no
they
different. Those are the lenses, no different than before.
right.
How, but I think that this is probably a little better quality. This is going to be a little bit of a step up from where it was
Well,
before
I'm pretty sure
because
it'll
they're
be
going
real
to have that
glass.
connection.
It'll
You'll
be
have
real.
Yeah, but you'll have that connection with those gold leads that they'll be able to read and know what's actually on that. So if you're talking about, say, if you want to say per se electronic ND filter,
Hmm.
well, I'm seeing that there's a set of uh, box set of filters there, and when I looked at some of the stuff that was leaked, if I'm not mistaken, I think I have some of those pictures.
You did. I think you did, but my thing with these electronic filters,
Um,
uh, they're
what
good.
that's what I'm kind of getting to. I don't have them in here anymore. I dumped them because they were from another show. But
Let me take a
the
look. Let me check
reason
in
the
my
reason
library
why
for a
I
minute.
say this is because those filters, right? When you have a filter, right, on your camera, right?
Hmm.
I think that will with those, like I said, with those leads,
Yeah.
it will probably make a connection with that camera. The camera be able to sense what filter that you have on the camera.
Hmm.
That's a possibility. I'm not. I'm just.
Well, I'm thinking the main purpose for this
Oh.
ND filter is when you have to think about it. This will be the first DJI drone
Mm-hmm.
where you would be able to switch from one camera focus point to another camera focus point and have the exact same ND filter on that lens and set up. Then I'm talking more from someone who shoots in professional mode and shoots raw and in video, etc.
Well,
That's how I would use it for me.
well, I mean, it worked in that sense before
Hey,
with the
Philip.
whole with the filter being as far as the whole lens that covered the front of the camera. The thing is, you're getting most people talk about the quality of the camera, and you're not
Hmm.
getting much better of a quality camera per se in the 4/3 sensor, um, which is understandable. You've had one drone series of this. Well, you have one drone series with
Hey,
of
Stevie.
this prosumer drone that had a 4/3 sensor. You've begged for a 1-inch sensor for years, and it was pieced out to you slowly over the course of a few drones. So to say that um, you're not getting a better camera, I'm gonna just go out there and say this, that I'm quite sure that most of us haven't digested the 4/3 sensor yet.
on
So,
on yeah, on the freaking Mavic 3 yet. They
right.
still
So
haven't.
so so maybe they'll have a better you know software on this drone that'll probably enhance maybe the photos a little bit, like they do with everything else.
Hmm.
Um, you're talking about what OcuSync, what 4 plus or whatever
Yeah,
on the. There's
yeah.
a whole lot of things to say and do, but we've had you know so much and talk so much about this drone. It's like to the point of like, do we? Is this the drone that we don't? Is it what do we know about it? Do we know anything about it?
Oh, there is
Because
something.
some more,
There is
because some
something I
more
know
of
about that drone.
there was some more leaked photos and stuff that was out there from good old people at Drone Excel. You
Yeah.
see controller, and it goes back. A lot of it, some of it goes back to, like, remember the old original smart controller
Uh huh.
where the sticks, the way the sticks flip on it
Right.
down.
They flip down now.
I kind of like this controller. It's got a crystal sky monitor on
It's
it for
all in one. It's all in
yeah,
one now.
yeah, the
It's a
six.
7 inch controller, and because it's a 7 inch, people say it doesn't look as big as it does in the photos,
Mhm.
etc. But you have to think they take the picture and then they crop in.
Right now, you want to talk about the fold? Here we
Yes,
go on the fold on the.
this feature is a feature on the drone that a lot of people don't know about. So listen closely. If you take the right arm of the drone and the radio and you extend the right arm, it will automatically connect it's supposed to automatically connect to the radio, and you should be ready to take off in quicker time than ever. So they say, Herb.
Yeah.
So they say. And that happens to be that right arm, that front right arm also happens to be the arm with the LiDAR. So they say when connecting to this controller,
Uh,
have the controller on. You're always supposed to cut your radio on first. And then to connect
right.
to the radio, you pull out the right arm first.
Mhm.
And I guess during power up or whatever, that's supposed to happen. Whether it does or not, I would sure like one to find out. You know, I'm willing to
There's
do
a couple
some real
of
world tests.
things that really.
What happened?
There's a
I
couple of things that really interest me with this drone
like
and what they're talking about that it's going to do. And huh?
touch the screen or
What?
touch the camera or something. You're starting to blur out. I
Oh, you
don't know.
can't hear me?
No, I can hear you fine. You were just starting to
Oh,
blur
can
out
you
for a
see me?
second.
Oh, okay. Can you
Yeah,
see it now? Is it good? Is it good?
it
How
looks
about my
like
profile?
it looks like it's having that. Oh, here we go. It looks like it's having its weekly. shit the bed moment.
Oh, it's doing that again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's up,
Maybe
everyone?
it don't like the stream. But anyhow,
Well,
you know what I was
there's a
saying.
few people that may not like this stream later on.
What I was saying is, would you stop?
It's better now.
The whole thing with this drone, right? And a couple of things I said I like about it. When we talk about no one cared for it much when they were talking about the. You remember when the Mavic, the Mini 3 Pro came out, and it came with the little rotating. So and a lot of people weren't so crazy about it, but then after a while, they wanted it on everything
Uh-huh.
because they wanted the vertical shooting after a while on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But the fact that they say that the controller, right, that the screen, that if you rotate, you can rotate the screen. You got, it's got. Remember we talked about the Oculus 4 Plus, and you can rotate the
Right.
vertical screen.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm just
Well,
waiting for it. Now,
I'm gonna catch somebody on a crazy deal for their Mavic 3. Fly more bundle.
no,
That's what I'm gonna
there
do.
was so many leaked photos on this controller.
I like the controller. It's is all in one functional. Look at all the jacks in the front, HDMI in the front. The antennas go down finally. What more is there not to like about it?
I want to.
Ergonomic.
I mean, I'm quite sure that DJI's found a way now with all of these the other controllers, the gray ones, the little light gray
Hmm.
ones, make the controller lighter.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
If it's as heavy as the regular smart controller and the RC Pro, and you put that Crystal Sky monitor on it,
Yeah.
you're gonna need an assistant to hold it while you fly. A
Right.
lanyard,
Or a real lanyard that's not gonna break.
lanyard is just gonna have you flying like this
Yeah, true. Like the hunchback in Notre Dame.
because I will tell you right now, the RC Pro, the smart
Of
controller,
course, the Sky Control
they're,
Production says I'm
they're
starting to
heavy
think these are controlled leaks. Yes, they are. All the time.
they're
Draymond,
heavy
what did it
controllers.
say? Hold on. Draymond, you're just old school thoughts of the old Phantom RC with Crystal Sky.
What happened?
Draymond says, Novice Quads, you're just old school thoughts of the old Phantom RC with Crystal Sky.
Oh no, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, that's where I came from, yo.
it is a Crystal Sky monitor. I'm just saying to you that's what they do, and it's gonna be. I'm quite sure they found a way to make that stuff lighter.
You're right, because I remember flying my Phantom. I started out with a 7-inch tablet and wound up going to a 10. You remember back in the day, and what was the problem? We had glare. There weren't enough nits. Then they came out with the Crystal Sky, and people were burning their retina out in the daytime. So, yeah,
That's
you're right. You're right, Draymond.
going
I am
blind
still
flying
old school.
drones
Uh huh.
with Crystal Sky
Oh, wait a
monitor,
minute.
getting
Do you,
suntans.
do you, UAVP says his Maverick Classic hasn't flown since November 24th. Oh my God. You got to send an ambulance to that man's house and resuscitate that drone.
What
Dude,
happened to it?
I don't know. He says he hasn't flown since then. Is this due to work or what? I mean, is
Busy?
there a reason you haven't flown since November 24th, bro? Or are you acting like you lost your drone so you can buy a new one? And the wife won't realize you never got rid of the first one. What's going down? I've heard of some things. Through over the years, we got 5 minutes till FPV Corner.
That's
Over the
crazy.
years, I've
I've
heard some
heard,
things, Herman.
yeah, but not that,
No, no, I hope
not
not.
that, never
No.
that. I mean, listen.
Now he says
And
just burnt out with the photography websites, etc.
no,
I got you. Understandable.
there was a thing, right? Your man, what was it? Because there was a couple of posts there, right? I don't know. I think I have one of them, if I can remember. Um. Yeah. Is this it? Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Yes.
From Man Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing that I saw was on that was out there on that thing was from that dude. Was it your man Hakasushi or whatever you want to call him? He was the guy that had posted the last thing on that, and he was talking about pricing. But I don't know about them prices because those prices are different than the ones I saw on Drone XL. So
You're talking.
I don't
Okay.
know if those prices are accurate, whatever you want to call it.
Accurate. You're not sure if they're accurate. The prices are.
They're accurate.
Um. Hold on. Hold on.
It's just being funny.
We have the numbers. We have the numbers. Hold on.
Yeah, but he had euros, so if you want to convert it, if you feel like converting it, I didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Um.
You have it.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Off the top of my head,
You got it.
I
You
can
got it.
honestly tell you. Yeah, I have the numbers here. I have not converted it.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it this one here?
Mhm.
Let's move this over here so
Well,
I can see it better. No, I have it. It's just you have to
wait.
be in a certain order. Here
Oh,
we go. For 2270 euros. Did you converted that one, right?
actually, no.
Yes, the 22 for
I converted
2000.
the prices that was on Drone XL last week.
Okay, well, I did convert the first one where it says simple 2,270
Right.
euro comes
Okay.
out to about 280, about 290 US dollars.
Is that
So
right?
we're talking about that much extra on the price of the basic version of the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. Then they have the Fly More bundle, which was 2790. I did not convert that, but I'm
Mhm.
guesstimating that it jumps accordingly all the
Is
way
that
up to the, huh?
right? You think
Well,
so?
yeah, let's see. If I convert this right
Mhm.
here, let's try and open up another window there.
The
And
reason
here
why I say that.
to US dollar.
Uh-huh.
And the answer is 279 US dollars.
Okay.
279 euros to US dollars exchange rate. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, $315.59.
Hmm.
That's what that comes to on that one.
I
So
got
we're going from two and change to three. So I'm guessing the Fly More bundle will actually be, and it's like 1 minute too for FPV Corner.
you. I got you.
Um, I'm
I got
guessing that'll be about $500 on the Fly More.
Well,
Five
see,
hundred dollar craft.
what I was looking at, right, on the prices that I saw last week and what I converted,
Yeah,
and from the base price on the Mavic 4 would have run somewhere about 2495,
right.
and for the Fly More 3000 3,300, roughly around that 3,305 or something like that.
Okay.
And for the
The
creator
creator combo,
combo, yeah, you were talking somewhere roughly around 4,000, 380 something.
4,000 for a non-enterprise drone.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
So
Well, anyway,
that was what I was looking at conversion on. So
okay. All right. Well, it's time for to change the script a little bit. And hey, what's up,
we
explicit? You
do
came in.
because you know what, Lars? We have the man himself in the back. He's sitting in the back stage waiting. There he goes. Look at him. Let's bring him in here, Mister Jack
Yes, yes,
himself.
yes.
God, how
There's Scott.
you
Welcome, 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 Scott, to the FPV corner. Those of you Yes.
Man, I have made it to the top of the heap. I am on those guys' show. I can't
Well,
believe it. Bob Casey, look what you did for me, man. I am on those guys' show.
see. What's up, Scott?
How
How are
you
you,
how you
man?
doing?
Man, it
How you
sure is
doing?
good to see you guys. I miss seeing y'all at the South Florida Drone Meetup this time, but
I
you know what?
know,
I
I know.
Got to see
I
you down
couldn't
there
make it.
twice before, so that was great.
Yes. I this we had to alternate a year. I think.
Yeah,
I'm thinking we might be able to make the next one. We should be able to make the next one, but we had to be here for this one. What's going on, Scott? How are you, man? Hope all is well.
just living a dream. I see you've been showing my going to be my latest purchase, the Mavic 4Pro. You
Hmm.
know,
Oh,
and of course I'm gonna be leaning on Lawrence and Herman to go over to see Gary so you can get my drone for me and bring it back.
I hear you, man. I
I'm
hear
looking
you.
and checking all the border people. I mean, I know I got John Flying Flynn in here, so you know.
But before we
Steve,
go into
hey
anything, we
Stevie, look
gotta.
here, man. Look, Stevie. I
Oh, I see you got Stevie's shirt on. But
I
before
got
we go on and talk about anything in FPV Corner, we got to hit our 6 o'clock sponsor, Herman, or else
do
it
we?
winds up becoming 6:15, and we
Oh
miss
God,
out altogether. So
these
hold on
people
a second, Scott, and
them
everyone.
again. Okay. If you're part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations, you want to get out there and do all the work and leave all of the office work to someone else, then Drone is for you. This is where you can get your customers to come and book all your appointments, meet new clients, tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot, place to show off your work. If that's what you're looking for, then Drone is for you. There's a link in the description. Check it out. Drone It's for you.
All right, we're back, Scott.
Okay.
So so what's going on, man? I see you stepping your game up in the world of FPV,
Mhm.
and let people know what you started out flying and what are you flying now.
Mhm.
okay. So actually, this is my first build right here. It's got
Mhm.
a Caddx Vista on it, but that is an
Okay.
Acrobat uh, Acrobat. What was it? 3 inch.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but I started out the very first quad that I ever bought was Catalyst Machine Works. Uh,
Really?
yeah, and I bought it, and I've been in it now about 6 years. Uh, but Catalyst Machine Works, I had no idea what I was doing.
Mhm.
I started out the very first drone I bought was a Larva X, Happy Model Larva X, which
Okay.
I don't
Really?
know where the thing's at. I got to find it, but it was a little toothpick that I used to fly. And
Okay.
but DJI came out with HD right at that time, and man, if you asked everybody what are you supposed to buy, everybody'd say, "Oh, stay analog, stay analog." But I, let me ask you, what TV do you watch now? Do you watch the old snowy picture, or do you sit there and have the high definition screen now?
Well,
And
see, go ahead.
I invested my money in the HD side. I went ahead HD side, so I've been running Catalyst or the Catalyst Machine Works, the Vista, and the original air units
Okay.
pretty much the whole time until about this year. I just started changing things over, and
So
I'm
now
changing over.
you've gone from Caddx because I still have a Caddx Polar Vista unit in one of my birds,
Yep.
and it seems hard to get rid of, but I'm still on O3, so I'm good.
Well, I all mine were the original air units, and I got three Catalyst Machine Works 5 inch. Like,
Okay.
but I just started changing them over, so this has got the '04 on it,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I went
All right.
ELRS.
Nice.
I went
So are
ELRS.
you doing the work yourself or
Yeah, converting over. Yes, I have. I've been, but
okay?
I don't.
Mhm.
Normally, I will buy bind and fly. But
Okay.
once I crash them and break them, then I do fix them.
Now, real quick, you are on ELRS now, right?
Yes. Yep.
Welcome to
Uh,
the world of
So, so,
Crossfire
so,
on
so,
Android
Scott,
on steroids. Go ahead, Herman.
so you like the 5-inch birds? Because I heard you mention that a couple of times. There, 5-inch birds.
each of them, I like both of them. This is my latest build. This is actually a Vanguard 3-inch, which is the same thing as the Catalyst Machine Works Vanguard 5-inch. It's
Right,
just a smaller version.
Okay.
right.
Uh, when I went to
Right.
go change everything over to the '04 units, I went through my box and found out I had all the
Mhm.
old stuff, and I had the old frames, and so I found out the '04 actually fits in the
Nice.
this frame.
So you're
So
doing good.
I just built this, but I fly both of them, and which one do I prefer? I like both of them really a lot. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
uh, this is 6-inch or 6S. I
That
got
was
a
3 inches 6S.
yeah,
Wow. That thing
yeah,
was scream.
yeah.
So you're gonna tell me that you like both of them the same?
Yeah, because they each have their use. Here's what I figured out: the bigger
I
the
got you.
drone, the more space you need. So
Right.
if you fly the smaller drone, you can fly it in a tighter space. But if I go
True.
do a 5-inch, then I need a little bit more real estate to fly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but a 3 inch on a
That's
6S
what I'm saying.
means you just get to the
Oh,
other end faster.
well, here we go. So guess what? I told you I went in my box,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
what I had was a 45 amp ESC in there, which will run a
Oh,
6S. So
okay.
when I built it, I built it where
Scott, the point of what I'm getting at is that
You built it to run.
the Corvette and the Escalade pretty much has the same engine in it, but they don't run the same.
let me tell you, when I was growing up, I had a 12-foot John boat and a
Mhm.
25 horse a Johnson outboard motor. And like an idiot, I put that on the back of that little 14-foot, or I mean, a 12-foot John boat. And man, I'm telling you, I don't know how I didn't kill myself because that thing, you wouldn't even hardly be hitting the water. All you'd have was the motor in the water, and the boat was just flying across the. I had to take that off because that got a little scary.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I remember I still have it. I have a 7 inch bird. When I built it I had it built the first time.
Mhm.
I had someone solder the flight controller and the motors. And then the second and third time, when I switched it over to a
Uh-huh.
Cadix unit, Polar,
Mhm.
the fastest I was able to get it up to was about 55 miles an hour. Now I have an '03 unit in it, and the fastest I can get it up to is 63. And now I'm starting to realize, yo, you better slow down before you crash this thing. Because
Yeah,
when you
you just
hit something,
yeah
there's not going to be anything left at
you just
63
crash
miles
harder,
an hour.
don't you?
Yes. The faster you go, Herman, the
The
harder you
crash, the
crash.
harder you crash. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am starting to fixing to upgrade my
I've
drones
had
because I crashed this and broke the carbon on the. Now you can't see it, but
Well,
I
real,
broke the tip.
huh?
well, Scott, how many of these things do you have? I mean, how many drones?
Whew. So I think I got
That
about.
are flying. That are flying.
Oh, that's a different question.
Yeah,
So I,
see.
I got I got 3 Catalyst Machine Works 5-inch that are identical.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
and only one of those is not flying right now. I got one motor that's kind of giving me trouble, but I'm fixing to change it over to the '04. I hadn't done it yet.
Okay.
I got one 7-inch.
Okay.
I don't really fly it much. I got it way back when, and I just don't. Again, you need more space to fly it, and I just don't
True.
tend to pick it up that often.
What
I just
what do
started
you
building
fly?
the 3 inches. I built this one a long, long time ago, which is my Acrobat. But so this is one I've been flying a lot right now. So there's two more.
Uh
So,
Um,
huh.
so
So you
FPV
got
is really your thing, and the three
yeah,
inches are for better yet of saying to say you for the lack of space where you fly.
Yeah, and something different. Here's what I figured out. Look,
Right.
the way I got into drones was literally 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
March 3rd was the first time I saw a drone. And we had a tornado come through here, and I had to get up on a roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I got up. It was a 2-tier roof, and I got up on one roof, and that was fine. I could see what was going on. Got up to get to the second one, and guess what? That roof was like this. And this is all I could see. So I couldn't see the second roof. And,
Wow.
my ladder was at the first roof, so I couldn't get it up to the second level. So I
Oh,
come
wow.
back complaining about this, and this guy says, "Hey, well, I got a drone. Let's go over and fly it." And so the next day we went and did that. And man, that was it. I saw that thing, and I said, "I got to get me a camera drone." It was a camera drone. And
Okay.
he tells me, "Well, what should I buy?" Well, go buy you a Tello. So a Tello was the very first drone, and I found out you couldn't even go over the roof, and the thing wouldn't work anymore. So I started doing research to figure out what to get, and lo and behold, I fell into FPV instead, and I
Right.
saw FPV,
You fell in
and
the
man,
rabbit hole.
oh my gosh! And
Well,
what
I
I
wanted
found
to.
out is I'm an adrenaline junkie.
He made twin drones. Of course, he fell in the rabbit hole.
No, believe it or not, Herman, that's the best way to fly FPV. You get a bird you like and you build about 2 or 3 more. So if you smash it until you repair it, you can replace it instantaneously.
Exactly. Let me tell you how I ended up with 3 drones. I bought the first one. I was scared to death to fly it. I'd
Uh-huh.
fly it and crash it immediately because I was flying so scared.
Right.
Well, I finally got where I could fly halfway decent, but I think I crashed it. So I didn't have time to fix it yet. So I went and bought another one just like it. Well, almost immediately I dropped it in a pond, a holding pond, and I'm sitting there doing research trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this thing. I went and looked at the weather to see when the pond would be dry so I could go get my drone.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized this was like in November and it was gonna be January before it might be dry. So I said, screw that. A week later, I'm out there. But by that time, I'd already ordered another drone to come because I needed a third drone so I could keep flying. But I went out there, and you talking about a rabbit hole. I went and got mask and put crap on my ears and stuff like that, and I swam in that nasty holding pond and went down and got my drone. I was just about to give up on it, and luckily enough, the thing was down on the bottom and had settled in all the crap, and
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that was showing was the top of the battery, and it was shining. And I just took a chance, so that was it, and came out.
Oh,
with it.
wow. Well, listen, we got a video that you gave us, because we on the FPV Corner request that you give us copyright-free music.
Man,
Now,
what a hard trouble that was.
It's hard. Yeah, I know, man. It's hard. But then they spank Herman on the hand and say, "Oh, you get another copyright." But if you can submit 2-minute videos or less, we appreciate it. So I got this one here that Scott had, and I appreciate what you did at the end of it because I didn't watch it until the end, until you had sent it.
Well, you just proved most people don't watch the whole video.
Huh?
Most people don't watch the whole video.
I was honest. I was honest. And I did not see it until the end, so I appreciate it. And here we go. Scott here.
That's my wife on that tractor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, so this is a she shed that we're building right here. She and I built that ourselves. But everything that's there right now, she built 50% of that right there herself.
Really?
I started putting in the foundation and she wouldn't wait on me. So she built the floor and put the walls up. She doesn't do the high work. She was waiting on the trusses, so she built that pocket shed right there.
Well, see, it's good to be able to do this stuff. This kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to hanging sheetrock, I can do that.
Really?
I can hang sheetrock. I can hang the hell out of sheetrock. Now, as far as the studs, I can probably frame out a window, but I don't like. I think it's boring to me. I'd rather let someone do it. I want to do the sheetrock.
Well, that metal building back there, we just hung sheetrocking it. Right, the front part of it, I'm building my office.
Okay. Yeah. See, this was the surprise.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the South Florida Drone meetup?
Man, having a great time. Wish everybody could be here and get to meet a lot of new faces. And man, just to laugh a minute and have a great time getting to see Novice Squad and Phantom 101. Those guys.
Probably
That's
give me
great. Yeah.
But I just wanted to have you on, man. We try to do little 15-minute segments to get people in, get them talking, and I want to say that the chat was moving, which is, they say great video. I'd like to say the chat was moving, which is what we want to do during FPV Corner for the guys who come to talk FPV. So now, I'm not saying don't come to the live stream until 6 o'clock, but if you fly FPV and you want to be on the FPV Corner, hit me up. I'm trying to get explicit on here next week. We shall see. But we need copyright-free music, guys, because
Man, play my other one. My other one's better, but it's got peanuts.
YouTube's a pain. YouTube's a pain in the behind. Which one?
Facebook will kill you.
Just don't play the music. It's what I liked about it was a combination.
Hold on. Let me go to Facebook and pull up because you sent it to me.
Yeah,
that means I sent you Evil Mux. Oh, the peanut farm?
Yeah. Yeah, that's next door to where I just flew this other thing, and these guys were harvesting.
Okay, I can get this in real quick, but I'd have to mute it.
Yes, absolutely.
I would definitely.
Now I'm playing the Peanuts theme song with it. Since
what happened?
The Peanuts theme song.
Yeah. And actually, the guy was playing it. You know, him and his son were playing on the drums, and it sounds really good. And I just got that music and played it, but they still did give me a copyright claim. They did not give me a strike, but they did give me.
No, they're not going to give you a strike, but any likeness and or of will be. That's what happened. So I have to leave it muted, and then we have to get out of here and get on with the rest of the stream.
You mean I don't get to do the rest of the show? I'm just giving you a hard time.
Hang out if you want, but you don't have any of the news stories, and we need to make a disclaimer because after we say what needs to be said, a few people might leave the channel.
This is
at least that's what we expect to happen.
You know what? I wanted to tell you there's Epidemic Sounds and there's Artless.
Yes.
Those two sites where you can get plenty of
non-copyrighted music.
Mm-hmm.
You notice how that thing just did that? I had it on stabilized mode. I did a flip over that thing, but it straightened out my screen. I did it 3 times, and that was the time I crashed.
Really?
But it straightened it out. I'm like, it took the effect away. But
that was probably the state. Yeah, that was probably because you had it in stabilized mode.
So you have a peanut farm?
No, this is right next door to me, and I just happened to drive up, and these guys were harvesting the peanuts. What I like about a drone is you can put it right there next to that dangerous equipment and get the shot, whereas you can't do that with anything any other way. You know, I literally, you know, I flew right at that guy when I did that flip and flipped over the tractor and came down and then went around the other tractor. I did that twice, and the third time I crashed. And the guy, but well,
you want to go after some of these state lawmakers.
But you know, the other thing these guys did a prescribed burn, and I got to fly my drone while they were setting the fires and flying all through the fires and stuff.
Wow.
But they do that on a regular basis to just keep the growth down. So, but anyway,
interesting.
Scott, we appreciate you for coming on, man, and hanging out with us on the FPV Corner. Um,
Thank you, Scott.
we're trying to make it a weekly thing, so we shall see. We'll get a little better at this as time goes on. Also,
Well, I'm truly honored to be on your show. I mean, I've hit the top. There ain't no doubt about it now.
Well, I'm
It's
glad.
just all downhill from here.
well,
I'm glad you were on. You know,
well, you
And
might you might hear.
you're one of the nicest guys in the whole drone
Scott,
community.
that's true. You know how I knew what kind of person you were? You didn't know us other than the live stream. And the first time we met you in Florida, we all got together. It was about 20 of us, remember? It was
Yeah.
about 20, 25 of us, maybe, of us, 23, whatever. And we all were getting ready to pay for our tabs. And you stepped up to the side to the girl and paid the tab for everybody that was at that table. And I
Well,
was like,
I did not do that for any recognition or anything like that. I
well,
did that
see, this is
because
why I'm bringing it up, and I'll let you go really quick because a lot of people do things for recognition,
uh,
and we just want to show what kind of character you are because it wasn't for that. But
well, in
later
honesty,
on,
it's backfired on me
later,
because I didn't do it for that, and I keep getting recognized for it. And
but later on, we're going to talk about doing things for
Well, you know
recognition.
what? You know what it is for me, Scott. I don't know. I why I say you one of the best guys I've met in the industry, in the community. Every week we do a live stream. Every week you do a live stream, and I try to catch it because a lot of times I'm out with football after everything else that I got to do, and I'm either watching from my phone or watching. I try to put it up on the car in the car and watch it from the car, but I can't really say anything in the chat in the car.
yeah,
Right, because you're
I
supposed to,
understand.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try, but a lot of live streams, a lot of guys shout give shout outs to other live streams. They mention other live streams, and you're the only live stream that mentions this live stream.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean it,
yeah.
man. I'm
I
telling
can,
you, I've hit the top. This is the best,
I
one of the
can
most
Well,
views
mention,
out there.
we
I can
appreciate that.
mention any other live stream, and I may not make some of the live streams. You know what I mean? But I catch a lot of the live streams. And
You see what Gary said? Gary said, "Y'all are easy. All you got to do is bribe you with liquor and food."
Oh, damn. Damn. He's not lying, though. He's not lying.
you know what?
You know,
Gary's not joke.
Thank you, man.
this
Thanks
is
for
what I love about FPV. This is what FPV has really done for me is
right.
this interconnection with
Come on.
everybody and
Yeah,
having such a great time with such a big group of people from all over the world. I mean, it
that's
really, really
true.
is incredible.
That
I'll
is
be honest,
true.
I was shy as
Mhm.
all get out, didn't really, and I'm not necessarily shy, but a camera, I never got in front of a camera.
Mhm.
But Bob Casey really is. I always give him credit. He is the one that told me you got to go get a channel and start participating.
Oh,
And
yeah, I can see it's in you, but you know,
best
All right.
advice he ever gave me. So
Well, listen, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you. Um, like I said, we're gonna have to say a disclaimer later on because it is some people may not like what we have to say towards the end of the live stream, but it's a part of reality that needs to be addressed.
well,
okay.
And we'll but thank you, Scott, for coming on because I don't want you on screen when we start this up because they'll say Scott was down with them. So
No,
no, we're letting you get away scot free.
Well, I appreciate the warning because I might have to click off on something else.
Oh, we're not going to be cursing, but it's a matter that should be addressed because we were all right, Scott. Thanks for being on, bro.
Hey, keep it
Oh,
up with me. I'll be here for the whole show.
okay, all right. Later,
Thanks,
man. We
guys. I
appreciate
appreciate it.
you. All
Bye.
right, later. See. Scott's got more time on the FPV corner than anyone has so far.
yeah, but
This
you
like
know,
Ken said, I went to Scott's house, but he made me sleep outside. Wow. They got jokes. Scott, thank you, man.
You know what, Lawrence?
Huh?
I did want to. I had wanted to.
Can I say the disclaimer now?
What happened?
Thank you, Angie. Angie says all three of you do great. I was saying, can I say the
Thank
disclaimer
you.
now?
If you feel so, I mean, I was.
Okay, yes. I have to say this
I
because
just wanted to. Go ahead. Well, I
the
don't.
views and opinions tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel and or in the chat, but I have to add this bit to the disclaimer. I do agree with the panel today, 100%
Well, I
on
mean,
this topic.
I just spend a lot of time working on the live stream. Sometimes, I mean, maybe not as much time as I should. um, I always talk to you about how much time I spent going to school. I could just and as much as I told you when I was younger how much I hated school, to say that I went to so much school, but neither here nor there. My father was one of these people who were one of these guys that pushed you to do things and stay on it until you finish it and complete your task. So when like I said, I went after college. I went to trade school. So going through trade school, and after I got on in construction as an electrician, an apprentice, I used to hear these guys refer to the non-union guys that didn't go through the same training and stuff like that we went through, or that I was going through, as mutts. And I always wondered what they meant by that. And I asked my father because he's an electrician. I said, "What do you guys mean by that?" He says, "Well, you know what a mutt is." I said, "Yeah, it's a mixed breed dog." He said, "Yeah, it's not a full breed. It doesn't have the characteristics of anything. It's just it has the characteristics of everything. It's everything. It's mixed. Looks like this and looks like that. It's not truly that one breed." So I can understand. Makes sense. So basically, so you're saying, like, so if it's a duck, ducks never act like chickens or turkeys.
Right.
So I say this to say, you talk about spending your time doing things. I started flying drones about 9 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, 9 years ago I started flying drones and started doing these live streams on YouTube about 6 years ago. I had put out videos on YouTube before that. In the beginning, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I learned and I learned. And as I went on, when I first came into this talk started about the Part 107, getting the Part 107, and I started to see the need for it, and I went and I did it. And the Part 107 gave me a better understanding of what I was actually doing. Not to say, and just like the education that I got in going through trade school, even though a lot of the things that you deal with is a given. Many of the things you learn about being a Part 107 pilot, you don't, you don't, you're never probably never use, but
True.
you have the knowledge of it. And the one thing that it does teach you is it teaches you about respect. You understand? And how to respect what you're actually doing. You understand what I'm saying to you? And when you conduct yourself in a certain way, and I've learned this with dealing with certain people and having to sign different certain sets of papers, and you conduct yourself in a certain way as a professional, The other day, I received a phone call from a gentleman, and he told me that there was. He asked me if I had heard about the young man who was missing. So no, I didn't hear anything about it. And he said, "Well, I'm looking for pilots to go out, and look and search." And from our conversation, I understand that it wasn't a land overland search and rescue. It was a recovery situation.
It was yes, it was a recovery job. They,
Automatically, hold on, give me a second. I
yeah,
automatically understood the seriousness of this situation and understood what I was going into. When I got to the situation, I realized that it was not a professionally organized situation. And I realized that there were pilots there who were flying for YouTube likes and clicks
notoriety.
and notoriety and stuff through Facebook. Now, I'm not going to sit here and point and call any names because the person has already highlighted themselves. Now, I
Right.
understand that maybe that they thought that it was okay, no harm, no foul, but I thought it was in bad taste to flash on YouTube videos the young man's, uh, face and his name, and
Yeah.
to get YouTube clicks. I know you wanted to look important to your friends. You wanted the notoriety. I understood that. I get it.
Yeah. We get it. We get it.
But
Trust
I,
me.
I thought that was in bad taste. I'm not going to make a big deal of it other than that. I just thought that that was in bad taste. And I just think that that's my opinion. Now, I know there's some people that may be upset with me about saying anything about it. And I kind of don't really care because I'm tired of the no harm, no foul. And those of you who continue to or would say this or,
Endorse this bullshit.
or may have a problem with me saying anything, I understand you embrace them in your like-mindedness. You understand? And your likeness. So I get it. So if that's what it is that you do, then you do that. But if it's going to be anything that is going to be done in such manners like that, that's like I said, knock yourself out. I just thought it was in poor taste.
Okay. Okay. Now, I let you say what you wanted to say. I'm gonna be brief and sweet, short and sweet with what I have to say. Also, I thought when those guys aerial go out to do a job, we are at the utmost 1,000% professional. Anyone we've dealt with has told us we're very professional. So when we were called out to do this recovery mission, we knew the severity of it and I also knew the area that we would be doing this recovery mission, searching for this person's body. But the fact that people were posting on certain individual was posting on Facebook and put out two videos showing the person that we were searching for, which was presumably dead, um, on their YouTube videos showing the person's face. Um, First of all, I have to say that was very insensitive. I'm going to be short and sweet, as short as I can. There's no other way to feel about it. When I go out to do a job to get paid, I'm not trying to one up everybody and post a picture. Hey, I'm here doing this. Hey, I'm here doing that. If you see anything coming from those guys, Ariel, it's coming from us after we've done the job. Now, the only peeve that I have is there were individuals, we were called in as professional pilots to do this job, and we came at an instant to do this recovery job, and there were non 107 pilots there. And all I can say is, at the utmost, the most any non Part 107 pilot should have been doing in a recovery mission should have been spotting. not flying for clicks or likes. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I thought it was very insensitive. And I left a comment on the individual's YouTube video after he showed the person we were looking for, the dead person we were looking for, his picture. Do the parents of this kid know you're showing their child on social media? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I was. Plain and simple.
Especially after
Um,
shaking the man's hand.
and I'm gonna leave it at that. Like Herman said, the person who did it had already revealed. Um, the person left me a chat on a message on my phone just now. They're upset with me because we said something earlier in the chat, and they got their feelings hurt. But we had to get this right. We were hired to do a job, and while we
I
were
wasn't
doing our job,
hired.
other people, we came to do the job.
I
And
wasn't
while
hired. I was just called in because
Yes,
he
we were
said we
called in
needed
on the
drone
fly
pilots or
because we
something.
were available drone pilots in the area, and there was another drone pilot from out on Long Island, and he was also Part 107. And honestly, if you're not Part 107, you should not be flying a recovery mission that involves police helicopters and things like that.
Well,
And that's all I have to say about it. It's off my chest. Um, we just had to get that out there because
yeah,
it was
Lawrence,
insensitive. Yeah,
you good?
yeah, I'm good. I got it off my system.
Moving right along.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, Ghana turns to Zipline in USAID disruption. Believe it or not, Lawrence, this disruption that's going on, the madness and chaos that seems to keep happening around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But Zipline, or should I say, Ghana has turned, like I said, to Zipline for this. And what's going on with this here is that Zipline, or should I say, Ghana has taken a swift action to, ensure that they keep vital medical supplies to reach their citizens, without delay because of this, this as the disruption of USAID globally, the global program seems to continue. Um, a lot of people may not be aware of it, but there are a lot of countries that rely on U.S. Global aid, and Ghana happens to be one of those countries that rely on U.S. Global aid. And right now, the programs that are, they're going through what I believe was a work stoppage, and there's a investigation going on with that. So there's
With
this,
Zipline and the
this
US.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to
Yeah.
start the video while you were
Oh
doing
no,
that. I was,
I mean, you had a video to play. I'm just, oh
well, I just, we've all seen the Zipline,
no,
what they do, but
oh
the
yeah,
fact
but
that US aid has been ended, has come to an end in this country, and Zipline is
right.
doing it better and more efficiently than with the US aid now.
Well, right. Well, like I said, this, as you may know or may not know, this comes as after a recent stop work order. And many of these countries that rely on U.S. USA aid, the program, this funding has been for these programs has been disrupted. So they now have come up with a program that will allow them to be able to continue to get supplies to their medical installations without any interruption, as well as any increased cost to the citizens of the country. So this happens to be a wonderful project where drones actually are once again making things happen, saving lives. You know, Lawrence, you still there with me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm I'm engulfed in the chat, and people are in agreement with us about it being insensitive and things like that. I'm just trying to make it look. I just want it known we're not singling anyone out, but when we go to do a job somewhere, we expect everyone there to be a professional because we're professional.
Oh well, I'm just saying. I just think that things need to be conducted one way and not the other way. I'm talking about Ghana right now,
Yeah,
and
well, with Ghana and
Ghana
with
and Zipline is
with
helping Ghana.
Ghana and Zipline, the fact that the Ghana government has deepened that partnership. I mean,
Mhm.
Zipline has been there for years since
Right.
COVID. They've been there for almost going on a decade.
Well, look before that because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So the
right.
fact
But
that go ahead.
no, I was just saying. But the fact that they can get supplies to their northern region, their northeast region, and the eastern region, and all of those different supply hubs that they now have and without extra cost to the citizens is beautiful. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Hey TJ, what's up? Um, to be honest, I think
hey,
it's the best
T3.
thing. To be honest, I think Ghana and the rest of South Africa has realized that even without U.S. aid, they had
Mhm.
needed to find a way to still get things done, and I'm glad they did.
Well, I mean, it's well, there's a way. I mean, I guess if you didn't have something, you're gonna find that's how everything was invented. I mean, you didn't
Yeah.
have it, you found a way to create it to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with this, the fact that the money was there, the supplies is there, is just another step in the process to make it happen.
Right.
So,
Right. I agree. Let's see where it goes. Let's hope this spreads around the world because
well, it's not just there. You got Rwanda and where they actually started Zipline
yes.
in Africa. It was in
Yes.
Rwanda back
Well,
in
they
six.
never ended. They never ended their work there. They've been
No,
in Africa for, like I said, almost coming up on a decade, if not already. And the
26.
fact that they're being added even more, made more useful.
Hmm.
They're saying between the US aid being denied or cut off, they found out how much red tape you had to go through just to get things done there. I mean, you have to
Well,
get money allocated, then it's got to be distributed down to whoever's doing whatever they're doing, and Zipline is like, look, put it in the box, we got it, you
listen,
know, right?
listen. Things need to be done, and they've been breaking things down for the longest time now. They've been doing this quite some time now, and then their second generation platform is being used here in the states in Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
So Zipline, when people said it won't be done, Zipline is doing it.
So John Olson was saying he went to tech school with Angie, someone from Ghana. He said he was going home to bring tech to his country. And you see that a lot. I wish I had a country to go, hey, Fly Zone, I wish I had a home country to go to because I would
Yeah.
do the same thing. I would stay here in the States and people send money back to their country or things that you can't get in that country. You see the blue barrels every day in the supermarket.
I'm good.
You say you're good where you're at right here, right?
I'm good.
I hear you. I hear you. I just sometimes I wish I was
Yeah.
from another country so I could
Now,
just go and
now,
visit. But
if I had my own country, that'd be a different story.
oh, now see now you're talking. That's the case. Just
But
just give me an island. I'd be happy enough.
you
An
don't want any,
island.
you don't want any adjoining neighbors, like bordering neighbors, so nobody can so nobody can accuse you of being technically the 54th state or something like that.
Yeah,
Or,
right. Could you
or,
imagine?
or the the or the 23rd Providence or something.
Yeah, right. The ward.
That was always funny though. No, but you know what?
Welcome, world of photography. What's up?
You know,
How are you, Joe
we
Fortaleo? What's good, man?
we run a lot of jokes here on the channel, and you know, last week we had Vic Moss on, and we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about the Florida legislation and that Florida Senate bill, what was it, 1420,
Yes.
and for those who were that
Paid attention.
huh?
You
No,
said for those who, and I
no,
added paid attention.
no. For those who said that we had a great live stream last week, that's one of the subjects that we covered where Vic Moss said that the bill did not pass.
Yes.
And
For Florida, though.
yeah, it was in Florida. The Florida,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was the Florida bill that was in the Senate. The one where I guess it was going to give people permission to take
Take your drone down.
drones down, but you couldn't fly over for critical infrastructure and
Yeah.
for people's property. And I guess you were allowed to give them the permission to take
Yeah.
drones down. Yeah,
The,
that bill it
the
didn't.
law that they were trying to pass, I actually have it here. They were trying to pass
It,
these laws in the state of
it,
Florida, which we
it
found
didn't.
out failed.
It didn't.
Agricultural land restriction. This bill makes it illegal to operate a drone on agricultural land without the owner's consent, or
Mhm.
to use a drone that disturbs crops or livestock. Then the
Yeah.
third one was on private
Hold
property or hunting
on,
protect. Huh?
hold on. You all over the place, bro.
Oh,
Seriously.
those were just highlights. I'm sorry.
No. You're all over the place. That is something totally
Oh,
different.
okay. My
I
bad.
said
I'm getting ahead of myself.
week, last week we were speaking with Nick Moss
Yeah.
about that Florida legislation, the Florida that Senate bill that they had, 1422,
Okay.
not 700, 1422, that did
Oh,
not pass.
my
One that
bad.
they
I
were
was
going to
reading the wrong
allow,
law.
they were allowing people to stop people from flying over critical infrastructure, and that will allow and people's private property will allow people to take drones down that they thought that were doing that had malicious intent.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
were going to be
Yes.
able to take these drones down.
But
Now,
fortunately, this law did not pass.
right. But you know, like I know, as these laws seem to keep popping up, and they will keep popping up. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
The reason why they're going to keep popping up is because as these drones become more and more integrated and used for different things, as
Mm-hmm.
far as what we were talking earlier, and as far as for using for critical infrastructure inspections, more and more states are going to become more and more, how can I say, overzealous. With like states like Ohio House Bill 777 and Florida's Senate Bill 700 that demonstrate towards really these towards strict and states really have really strict guidelines on this. And let's look at what was it Ohio bill, right? Let's say Ohio Bill 77, right?
Okay.
This one
I'm,
here, right?
I'm on you with that one.
As far as Ohio uh, Bill 77, right? Now this one, right, is statewide, right? They say as far as drone restriction. Now
Uh-huh.
it's active now. It's in effect now, right? The status of it was signed into law by Governor Mike DeWine,
Dwayne,
DeWine,
Dwayne, Dwayne.
DeWine. DeWine, yes,
Yeah.
on January 2025, right?
Yes. So
It's
this is
it's
effective in the
effective.
state of Ohio right now, this state law about
Also,
not flying drones.
it's effective April, right?
Yes.
2025, right?
Oh, April 9th.
Full
And
text.
today is the 7th. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. April 9th, 2025, right? Ohio, right? Full text, Ohio, House Bill 77, right? Now, these highlights that we're talking about prohibited operations. Now, when they talk about what operations that they're looking to prohibit, now we've been talking about stuff like this for the longest times because you're talking about who got bad pilots, uh, reckless flying, interfering with people and property. It comes up
Hmm.
again, people and property. Also, interfering with law enforcement as far as law enforcement and fire situations. You know, you're talking about energy situation, medical facilities such as hospitals and stuff like that. Uh, Sustained flight, I guess, over these things. Mainly these things all speak to intent. What are
Right.
you recording for, and what are you recording these things? I guess that they're looking at. Now you're talking about local authorities. This is my problem with these bills. Local authority, you're talking about giving local authority, local municipalities the rights to come up with their own laws for drone usage in this state. That is creating or could create a maze or patchwork, if you would say, of laws that no one could navigate through, and especially if you had to work and move through different areas. Enforcement penalties. Now you're talking about penalties of up to what $500 fines up to from $500 of fines, and maybe up to what 6 months in jail for violating for penalties of this. Now, once again, it all goes down to intent,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's this like I said,
And
it's
who
crazy.
decides what that intent is another
Right.
question.
You know how that works. It's like you call the police and we figure it out later once you spend some money. But
Hmm.
um there was another one. What was that, Lawrence? You were talking about this one earlier. Go ahead if you'd like to. Florida
Yeah.
Senate.
Yes. Local municipalities, counties, park districts empowered their own to create drone ordinance. Now, what's messed up about that is we
No, I
may
was
be
talking
working in a
Florida
huh?
Senate bill. The Florida Senate Bill 700.
Oh, shoot, down here. Damn, I'm all over the place. You're right. This is where it gets scary because the private property and hunting protections prohibit use of on private property. I understand state wildlife lands or shooting ranges with
Mm,
the intent to harass. That should be the norm. Okay, but the penalties first offense is a second degree misdemeanor, and if you repeat the offense, it goes up to a first degree misdemeanor. Now, where it goes after that, we don't know.
okay.
But looks like you could be in for a little bit of trouble. Now, it says for Florida's bills, this is to protect farmers and ranchers and hunters from drone related harassment.
Hmm.
Well, okay, if you're poaching on someone's property and someone sees you with a drone, then you should be caught. But if you're not doing anything you don't have any business doing, and the drone is just passing over, I don't see why you should try and make a big thing out of it. But maybe that's just me.
Well, these bills plan to restrict a lot of these drone operations in these
And
areas.
drone deliveries.
As far well, that's what it will also affect. It'll affect everything because now you'd have to operate around them. Um,
Right.
as
So
far
we're
as this bill is concerned, the
yeah.
status of this bill is has passed both chambers and still awaiting for Governor Ron Disaster to sign if he chooses to sign this bill into effect. Um, it this bill looks to me to slow down progress, just as all of
It
them do.
is. I think that's what a lot of what it has to do with, because if these think
Mhm.
about it, they just okayed a bunch of Walmarts
Mhm.
in certain areas to be able to fly 2 to 3 miles from the Walmart and deliver. So
Mhm.
now, if they pass this law in a state that has a Walmart that does drone delivery, like you said, instead of going in a straight line, which would make it a 15-minute or a 20-minute delivery, now that delivery becomes a half hour, 45 minutes, because now you got to fly around someone's farm because they think the drones are scaring their animals. And
It's a possibility. I'm just saying to you that these are the things that may occur, you know, and these are the things that these bills seem to restrict. So what am I? Who am I to say no, and who am I to say that it's not? But I just, like I
well,
said, these
listen, it could
bills.
be coming to a state near you guys. Pay attention to your
Well, yeah.
drone
I mean,
laws.
the
Um,
preemption laws have seemed to go out the window in
yeah,
many
yeah,
states. We know it has happened here. You know, who knows
and
where
and
else that it's not? The preemption is going out the window.
and it says right here, Ohio and Florida's new drone laws illustrate
Hmm.
a nationwide trend in states that are taking a more active role in regulating unmanned
Well,
aircraft.
that's what I said.
My
Because
problem with
more,
that is it
uh,
includes everything in the air,
like
because
who?
pretty soon things will be flying autonomously.
Really? Who?
And well, you already have these self-driving cars in California. You already have these robots that are delivering stuff on the
Flying
West Coast.
optometristly?
What happened?
You're gonna be flying optometristly?
I don't know, man. All I know is
Hmm.
it could be a problem, especially for us. If we have a job in an area and next
Well,
area there are there's no flying, or there's a TFR or whatever the hell they're going to say it's going to be
well,
for flying
nothing as bozo headedness as this has happened here as yet.
as
But
of yet.
yeah, there is one big bozo head thorn that we already have, but I'm quite sure that everyone is excited about the teaser that they saw the other day, waiting for this the Mavic 4 to drop. I don't know. Is it going to drop here? Everybody was worried about that. Is it going to really come to the States? I guess we'll know on what is it still on. Is it still on for the 13th?
Supposedly it still is. Supposedly it still is. Will it
Still on
still
for the
be?
13th?
Until I see a date in a book somewhere, I'm really not trusting it.
So next week, Tuesday, it should be. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we shall see.
For the season, right? We all saw the teaser.
I honestly believe that it will. You know why? For the simple reason they delayed it once. They delayed a second time. That could not be good.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping that the price is right.
Listen, I'm hoping. Look at Scott. Mavic 4 Pro, May 18th. This May 13th. Tuesday launch day. It adds up, Scott, and Scott's got his eye on one.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to go down and visit Scott to see a Mavic 4, I may have to.
Uh-oh.
We'll be pooping rainbows and roses by the time it comes. Scott's got issues. It's true, Scott. I want to see one in action. I want to see one. I want to see the launch day, because then you can go to Billy Kyle's channel and every one of the other influencers
Right,
that
and
had one, and
see what
see
the
what it is.
features that we were talking about are like.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I really want to see how they use that scroll wheel for tracking and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people miss that scroll wheel.
Mm-hmm. And they're still not talking about it. Apparently, lots of Americans in Canada, May 13th. Go figure, right? All of a sudden, there's a rush of visitors. Let's go to Niagara Falls, find the nearest DJI to Niagara Falls. The wives will think we're at the falls or at the bathroom or something. We run and get some Mavic 4s, and run back. Put them in the trunk and run back. We can do it.
Car.
Yes, that's it. Start the car. Start the car. Yep, that's the commercial. That's definitely it.
We're going back now. We're cutting the trip short. Going back now.
Yes, yes, yes. What
But we
about
didn't
pictures of the
even
waterfall? Take a selfie real quick and
we
leave.
didn't even get any syrup. Don't worry about it. We get
We'll
some.
order some on Amazon from Canada. You know, that's how we got to do it. Yeah, Jim's great idea, man. And I was watching something. I have to check it, but they were saying majority of the Canadian people who live in Canada live below this line in America, which comes. It's something geographical, but it's
Here we go.
so if we can get anywhere near that sub level, that line where most of the Canadians live, there's a chance.
Here
And
we
Gary, while we're there, we might as well order a couple of bottles of rum.
Here we go.
Listen, it's that time, man.
I
It's
see
time for us
it
to
now.
get out of here. There are other live streams on. Don't forget to check out Jake Sloan. Thank you, Scott, for coming on, man. Don't forget to check out Scott on Mondays. Bill Coast to Coast comes on later.
Mhm.
Whomever else.
Yeah, I think Ray and Johnny is on the night too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's happening. I'm going to stop mentioning streams that don't mention our stream. How about that?
Well, anyway.
Listen, guys, we appreciate you, man. And
Stop being
please don't take nothing that we said personal. I don't want you guys to think that we're getting bougie and stuff like that, but we take our work very seriously. And we don't expect
serious
people
is
to be
serious.
I it's
The meetup is for
I work hard for the money that I make. Okay. I want to continue making it.
all
That's
right.
all.
Anyhow, and with that being said, I guess we'll see.
Allergies.
Well, wow, we getting close to 300. Gotta do something special.
Oh yeah, we got a 300th episode coming up soon,
Yeah.
guys.
Anyhow, I guess with that being said, and I guess we'll see you next time with those guys.
God.
Good night, everyone.